Okay, we're playing some vampires on the ladder. I've basically done my climb this season almost exclusively with vampires so far. I'm really enjoying the deck. Figured I'd stream a bit more of it. I'm gonna keep this, I think. If I draw the black source in my first two draw steps, this hand is like actively absurd. Even if I don't, I have a fine beginning. I mean, it's like kind of close. This deck mulligans very well, but okay. So great. Obviously against Scape Shift, we really have to hit that black source fairly soon to be applying enough pressure. But if we do, the Legion's Ends are absurd against them, especially pre-board, when they don't have Veil of Summers in their deck. So if we do get there, we should be in an excellent position here. Here is hoping. Oh, is Cardboard Live running for everyone, by the way? I don't know if I need to go actively set that up, or whether it's just already working by default. I only started using it very recently. Rip. It's working. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Mimi. Alright, this is a little bit awkward. I don't think Ashiok does anything in the Scape Shift matchup. I think, like, you're already pretty good at answering the card Scape Shift. And you mainly want stuff that helps you, like, weave through any interaction they have. Instead. Yeah, exactly. Legion's End is very good against zombie tokens. It's showing an Esper list. Ooh, I should go update that. Thank you for the heads up. Alright, let's go grab a copy of my deck list. Cry about our draw. I don't know, maybe you're meant to mulligan this. Just because this deck mulligans so well. Like, this deck is very good at killing people even with 6 cards. Obviously if you get there on the black source, this hand is just like the best thing you could possibly hope for. Alright. Interesting. I just made the deck 120 cards. Let's try this again. Submit. You can tell I'm very new to this Cardboard Live thing. Awesome. Ooh, this is a nice one. It does show vampires now. Which is pretty great. Must admit, the one thing I really liked about doing that commentating thing is it's like pretty the games are pretty fast paced during the downtime. And then, like, on the key moments, you can really focus in on them. Whereas, obviously, like, games like this, you have the problem that sometimes you're just waiting around a bit for, like, animations to resolve and people to do their thing. What are my thoughts on Tocatli Honor Guard versus Shift? It seems like a fine thing to board in against them, I guess. It's not a card I would ever put in my sideboard for Shift. But, like, obviously it's very good against, not really Grazer as such, but it's good against the Rejuvenator and Deputy. I would probably board it in if I had it in my board. I would probably not put it in the sideboard of Vampires in the first place, though, specifically. Seems like a very bad sideboard card in Vampires. It's pretty unsynergistic with your Champion of Dusks. Indeed, Emily. I have no idea what's going to happen anymore. Hey, that's a good time to draw that swamp. Alright, well, might be a little too late here, but Gotta do something, right? Alright. Better late than never. Two growth spirals to Ferry. Teferi's real hacking good. I'm really amazed that people actually bought out Teferi in this matchup. I've seen people trimming them. I don't get it. I think Teferi is very impressive on the play. Even on the board, even on the draw is still like fine. Wow, the one basic beats. It was a strong draw when I thought they had more than one basic left in their deck, Vona. Alright, alright.
Thank you for commentating your games. Always feel like I learned something from your gameplay.
Aw, Greg. So thank you so much for the 2 months of continued support. And you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Based on the positive feedback it's having, I'm almost certainly going to do something very similar again tomorrow. So I guess I can make this fly. And just not Legion's End this turn. And that sounds pretty reasonable to me. Just like Sorin minus put in Vanguard. Fly over for free. Who am I swinging at? The Teferi is threatening. Because it makes instant speed zombies. I might just have to kill the Teferi, honestly. I think I like this. I can kind of grind through the next lot of zombies, provided they don't do any instant speed ones. I guess they still get to instant speed these growth spirals, but they're probably going to main phase them now that Teferi's gone. Stream Decker still has Esper. This is true. I guess I could go update my Stream Decker. Ooh, they're actually chumping with the Slovers. I was not planning on keeping both Cardboard Live and Stream Decker updated, but I guess for now I can. Alright, deck list is updated. Okay. Obviously they get to kill my Sorin. But I've got a Legion's End that cleans up a lot of tokens here, which is nice. Kinda just need them to not have a Escape Shift or Circuitous Route that they can instant speed. Those would both be very threatening cards with this Teferi. Alright. Attacking me. They might have Escape Shift as the final card, yeah. I guess, they didn't know that they had it in hand, though, because they only had the 2 growth spirals when they blocked. We'd have to found it at some point after then. God, this is so frustrating. Teferi is just, like, absurd in that deck. This is, like, another reason Teferi is amazing, and why people probably shouldn't board them out. It's, like, one of the best answers to Legion's End. Oh wow, they just don't have the Escape Shift. Okay, they're just going to use Growth Spiral to instant speed some zombos instead. Makes sense. Interesting. That is a... It's a draw. I don't know if it's a good draw. I can play Sanctum Seeker, give Aspirant lifelink. Attack for 4. Gain 5. Go up to 17. There are 8 zombies. That's 16 power. Obviously, Growth Spiral is going to take 2 more zombies, but I can block if need be.
Good luck in the Team GP. Apart from yourself, Dom's one of the nicest people in the GAN Discord. Thank you for compiling all of my sharing interest into one team smile.
My pref. Thank you for the 6 full months of support. I'm so happy to be teaming with Dom. I actually, so like, about 6 years ago, he was living in like Bath, Bristol area. And that was also when I was living when I started learning how to play Magic. So, I'm also wondering if I pump this Vanguard instead. Kinda want to. Yeah, I'm gonna pump this Vanguard instead. I'm not sure if this is correct or not. I've been talking and not thinking through things fully, but I think this is good. Hopefully it doesn't leave me like randomly dead. No, this Fairy gives instant speed to things for the rest of my turn. Also, they don't have 4 mana up. This is like a couple different reasons. I'm not too worried about that specifically. So... Oh, they didn't put in a land. They have less zombies to attack me with, so that's nice. As long as they don't have another Teferi, I think I'm actually in a great position here. So, Dom was actually like one of the people who was playing at a lot of the stores I was playing at when I started learning. Like at the stores in Bath and at like Excelsior and stuff. So, like there's an extent to which he was a pretty reasonable influence on my development as a player. I would like play against him at events a lot. I know Mike, who was one of the 2 people who really helped teach me the game. At the time, Dom was one of the players that Mike really respected. And like, you know, would actively be, you know, a little bit nervous to face at an event or whatever. Alright, I'm just gonna keep all my board in play here. Take 14. So, the idea of getting to team with Dom is very exciting to me. Really looking forward to it. Oh yeah, I actually ran events at Excelsior for about a year. We would run like the Tuesday and Friday events every week for a year. I ran a couple pre-releases too. I kind of hated running pre-releases honestly, so I stopped running those specifically. But was very involved with everything else to do with like the Magic scene at that shop for a little while. Alright, well this seems good for me. They did empty their hand. I'm a fan of them emptying their hand. I'll say that much. Time to empty their life total. Empty their veins of all their blood, as us vampires are prone to doing. We drew 2 copies of Legion's End, which helped too. Legion's End is quite strong in the matchup. But yeah, opponent did not do very much. Certainly helped. Replenish. Thank you for the 7 months. Really appreciate the continued support, Replenish. It means a lot to me. It's so cool. We've had so many subs today. I know that's partially because I haven't streamed in a little while, but the support from y'all always means a ton to me. Always really exciting to see it. I'm hoping I should get to stream a fair amount this week. I'm planning on like a few shorter streams the next few days. Because I have like these MPL matches in the afternoons. It means I can't start to the evenings, but it also means like I'm pretty motivated to be around for the evening portion. To run over the matches. You did miss the commentary, Simon. I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube. Also, it's in the VOD, if you want to just like go back to it. It's at the very start. I think it lasted for like a little under an hour or so. Alright, we'll be mulliganing this hand. I kind of want to mulligan this too. I don't think this hand is good enough. Whatever, just go to 5. We don't need 7 cards to win. Aw, Vona, thank you so much for continuing that gift sub. I really appreciate it. I guess I just want to get rid of the swamp. It's like a little awkward if I draw a Sorin or something. Maybe I don't want to get rid of it. It like helps me pump the knight. But if I'm in a position where I'm pumping the knight, it means I've drawn other spells I can cast instead. Whatever, this is fine. Yeah, I think aggressively mulliganing in the standard format is actually just like pretty good. A lot of the decks are just highly synergistic, right? They have very high ceilings. You just really want to be drawing into yourself into a position to take advantage of that. Also, like, where the decks have such high ceilings, you don't want to be leaving yourself in a position where you're like weak to your opponent high rolling you, so you kind of just need to find powerful hands rather than hands that just cast things. Alright, well, I'd like to draw a land next turn, I say after sending a land to the bottom. No, they called my bluff. So heartbreaking. Right. I mean, drawing 2 forests is making this draw considerably less threatening from our opponent. We would in fact be dead fairly soon, had they not. Like, bit of me wants the Legions and this Grazer. That's probably just silly. I'm probably just meant to play the Knight. If I Legions the Grazer, I do get a counter on my Knight. There's like the one big upside, but I think I'm just going to play the Knight instead. They're not actually that far behind, because once they get 2 more land types, they start getting hordes of zombies. I need to be in a position to like mop those up a little bit. Right. It would appear I have died. Most lists only have 1 to 2 time wipes, but when they draw them, they are very brutal. Especially if you don't have an Adanto Vanguard. So I guess Legion's ending the Grazer would have technically worked out better. Because then we'd still have another Knight. post-time wipe. It is rude to kill me, I agree. I'm not a fan of opponents killing me personally. I advise against it. Alright, I don't know how we win this game. Because it's not by our opponent drawing lands. Do I have to hope they draw Boreal Grazers for the rest of the game? I need them to draw Boreal Grazers. And I need them to draw Rejuvenators that see 5 spells. That's the plan. The Blast Zone is decidedly tapped. We can see the cat a bit less. That's kind of heartbreaking. It's not a beatable Magic card. Vona trying to deny that she's crazy. Highly convincing. Field of Ruin's so good. Just like stores up zombies. Oh my gosh, Vona. Alright. Powerful stuff. Powerful Duress off the top. Alright, I'm off this game. I'm sure there's like a hypothetical world I could win it, but I don't want to use up all my luck on that world. Use up all my luck getting there. I know, right, Mimi? I definitely can't think of someone who said that very comment who would be. Sleazy Mulligan. Jeez, what are these hands? Are we just going to 5 again? I guess. Guess we're going to 5 again? I hate everything. Alright, I guess I'm keeping this. I don't know how this hand wins, but I think Vampires is pretty favoured in this matchup. I'm like very happy to be playing the Vampires side when I'm not mulling to 5 every game. I'm not even convinced this Duress is that good, but okay, yes, this is the plan. Alright. Land, please. Or not. You know. Not too picky. Okay, that's a good draw. Do I need to Duress this turn? I think after this turn the Duress gets pretty bad. I think I have to Duress this turn. Oh, I dodged the Veil of Summer, yes. Jesus. I can't beat that Blast Zone. Is the problem. Can I take this Blast Zone? I guess I have to take the root. Try and like trap them on mana in their 29 land deck. Alright, well if they don't block the Blast Zone now, I get to flip the Stygian's Landing. If they do blow up the Blast Zone now, at least it kills the Grazer. Which is something. And like, makes it harder for them to cast their spells. Alright, cool. So this is not, you know, the worst thing in the world for us, even though it's pretty bad. And the Knight actually represents a reasonable clock too. Because we can start pumping it. Attack for 5 next turn. We have a 3-turn clock here. We just have to hope they stumble a bit over there. Right, our Grazer is basically a Time Walk. But it is not a land. Basically just rooting for them to not get things that are lands, so... That is also not a land. Right, never casting this Duress, because they have a Veil in their hand. I don't want them cycling. Now the Knight is at the point where I don't even need to pump it for it to eat Grazers in combat. That is a forest, right? So they're 2 lands away from Scapeshift. Why did opponent not block? Might be planning to block the Knight later. Since it's possible we have a spell that we could want to cast instead of pumping the Knight. They don't know that we have a spell in our hand that we have no intention on casting. Alright. Eat the Grazer. Keep playing out lands here, because I might be able to double pump the Knight. Did not find a land. Nice. The fact we've not lost this game yet is kind of stunning to me. If I'm being completely honest. Alright, I take back everything. Game has concluded. At least I can resolve this Duress now. Hey there, Coloradius. Jeez. Alright. I I guess I am taking the Veil, question mark? Since, like, winning this game probably involves killing the deputy with a Sorin or something. Alright. I need my opponent to draw heinously badly. They have another Grazer left in that deck. Okay, I need them to find the 4th Arboreal Grazer. That's the plan. It is not the 4th Arboreal Grazer. Right. Can I look at your blue-white control deck? I don't tend to look at deck lists on stream. Unless, like, I'm trying to find stuff I want to test. Looking over deck lists tends to be, like, pretty awkward content. Because it takes a lot of time to, like, look at a deck list and process what's in it. Now, the matchup's really good. We mulled to 5 2 games in a row. Like, two different awkward 5-card hands, right? Like, mulling to 5 is just never representative of how a matchup actually goes. Unless it's a matchup like Hogak, where you need to mull to a hate card. But my experience has been I've been winning this matchup, like, the majority of the time, by quite a bit. When you're on the play, your fast starts are really hard for them to deal with. And then even when you're on the draw, a card like Legion's End can really punish their escape shifts and still allow you to kill them. Or a card like Sanctum Seeker means that even once they've made 20 zombies, you still get that, like, one final attack step that you can kill them in with the Sanctum Seeker triggers. Okay, I honestly think the matchup is quite good. I think it's part of the reason Vampires has been so popular recently. It was, like, by far the best performing deck in the MCQ yesterday on Magic Online. What was Vampires? Was it just beats up on Escape Shift generally? Alright, we're not beating this drawn from Dreams. Right. If we are, it involves drawing a Legion's End, I guess. It's like a bit awkward they have the second escape shift at the ready. It's kind of sad. Game 1, we had, like, such an awkward start and, like, came back in such amazing fashion. Feels like we kind of wasted it with these draws post-board. Vampires doesn't really have any super bad matchups. Yeah, that's been my impression. Other than, yeah, Esper. Esper specifically is quite bad. I really dislike playing the Esper matchup with Vampires. But, in general, it doesn't have many bad matchups. The Esper matchups are very hard to win, though, with, like, Cryo, Thucnarium, Kaya's Wrath, a bunch of spot removal, Oath of Kaya, just all these cards that are very good at sweeping up your board. You're really reliant on Sorin in the matchup. That's been my experience. Alright, this Field of Ruin is really smart. They get another zombie to block with. Oh, Cunio's Dimir Control, yeah. That's, like, kind of a similar thing to Esper. Seems like a pretty scary matchup though too. Honestly, I think Cunio is probably just gonna win the first MPL division, or at least he's definitely top 4ing, right? I guess people have an opportunity to change deck lists for top 4, but is Ajani good in the main? I don't really like Ajani very much. think it's like a fine sideboard card. But there are just a bunch of matchups where it's like doesn't apply enough pressure. It's like quite good against decks like Asper, but against those decks you can just sideboard it in anyway. Alright. Yeah, I mean, these things happen. Alright, game 1 was sweet. Those post-board draws were a little bit awkward. You have 2 Icon of Ancestry in your list, and it's possible to grind out non-hero lists. I could see that being the case. I don't know, I still think cards like Teferi kind of go over the top of Icon pretty easily, but I could see it helping, potentially. Do I ever play EDH or CDH? Yeah, I have an EDH deck. I don't get to play it very much, but I really enjoy it. Can we keep a 7 card hand, please? Alright. This is a good hand, at least. So my 2 EDH decks are... I have a Phage the Untouchable deck, which is my main deck. And I also have a Maelstrom Wanderer deck, which I basically never play. It was like my first deck though, and it's quite enjoyable. People get fed up of you cascading into double time walks eventually though. But I really love my Phage deck. Phage is a delight, honestly. Hey, Doctor. Monday's going pretty well. Been enjoying it so far. Right. That is an Adanto Vanguard. I guess I just say no blocks. Interesting. Block and pay for. Why do we always want to block there? We lose our 2-1. I'm not sure it's clear that we always want to block there. This Legion Lieutenant's actually pretty good. Normally the card's not very good in this matchup, but it's looking impressive here. Alright, I still think I'm just on like the no blocks duty for the time being, right? And then I get to play both of these, threaten to flip the landing next turn. Yeah, if it had 1 toughness, we'd block, but... Aww. Glad to have you back here, Leo. Glad you're having fun. Alright, so hopefully we can flip this landing next time. We kind of need to. Really need to, like, start gaining some life and such. We're also applying a fair amount of pressure though, so...
Alternative
is if we draw a black source for Sanctum Seeker, that would be incredible. Their own Sanctum Seeker, okay. So what happens if I double block here? God, I'm in such a bad position. I can't even attack into the stupid Sanctum Seeker. I have no idea how I win this. Probably involves drawing, like, Cast Down, I guess. Or Sorin. So I can double block, pay 4. Then they pay 4. I lose my 1/1. So it's essentially trading the 1/1 to save 1 less life but deal 4 to them, which sounds bad. So I guess I am not blocking. Powerful draw. Alright, so I have 4, 8, and 9 permanents. So I guess I want to flip this landing, question mark? And make a token immediately. So that I can give the Aspirant flying. I do get to block a Vanguard, which sucks for me. I'm wondering if I pay life or not. Puts me to 5. So if they draw a removal spell, I die by paying life. I think I'm meant to pay life though. I think it's like pretty hard to beat a removal spell from this point anyways. If they just go like land champion, they go to 7. I have these blockers to keep me alive, and then I can like maybe kill them with the Sanctum Seeker over a couple turns. I don't know, it's a pretty excuse me. It's a pretty tough position, but Mortify. Alright. Just give me a sec. Alright, so they modified a token and now I'm dead. Was that what happens? I think it is. Oh, we knew we would add a removal spell. I don't think I'm beating a removal spell this game anyway though. Just like killing them involves casting the Sanctum Seeker at some point. Wait, what time I'll be streaming tomorrow? Probably a similar time to today. Maybe a bit earlier. Probably a bit earlier. Because it'll be after my division matches are done. It'll probably be a similar sort of setup to today. Alright, trim on this stuff. I'm so unsure about Sanctum Seeker. The times when it goes unopposed, it's just like the most absurd card. But the times when they have a cast down, it's such a horrific tempo loss to have your Sanctum Seeker killed like that. Makes it very hard for me to assess the card in the matchup properly. My opponent had Mortifies, so like that certainly helps with their ability to kill Sanctum Seeker. Right. This is certainly a collection of Magic the Gathering cards. Ah, see you, Weeb. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. Hopefully one of these Legion's Ends can net us a 2-for-1. Be very nice. Ooh. That certainly gets to run heads first into one of my opponent's own Legion's Ends. Please no. Please don't have Legion's End opponent. That is not a Legion's End. Acceptable. So they have 2 Sorins and a Sanctum Seeker and an Adanto Vanguard. So you have the cast down ready for the Sanctum Seeker, the Legion's End ready for the Vanguard. It's looking pretty good for us. Decent pressure going here. They just go Sorin minus, we get to clean it up really cleanly with the Conquistador. Okay, Champion's a bit annoying, so it replaces itself. But at least we get to kill this Sorin. Boop. Boop. At least the champion like dealt them a damage too. Don't know if that will be relevant, but okay. Is a Sorin. I'm very okay with this. Get to clean up this Sorin nicely. Yep, we certainly are killing creatures this game. We certainly are. Our Legion's End is looking nice too. Damn. I think I'm just gonna wait on this Legion's End. So we get to kill Sorin regardless. And the 1/1 doesn't really do much in the face of the Conquistadors. So if I draw a land, I get to go end plus activate Adanto. If I draw a spell, I'm obviously just generally very happy. Yike. Third Sorin for us to try and run over. I guess they get to Helix the Conquistador now. Stop this landing flipping. Or they can just choose not to care about landing and die to it. Also a valid line. Am I just attacking them with these creatures? I think I am. Leaving the Sorin in play is scary, but opponent is so close to dead. Next turn I can give the Aspirant flying. Means they need to attack with their 1/1, so it means they need to have another blocker. Yeah, this jar is sweet. Definitely makes streaming a lot more enjoyable. Have something comfy to sit in. It means they explode. They did explode. Alright. On the draw, but deck is great. This hand is garbage. Deck is very bad at making use of its 5th mana. Alright, this is better. What are we getting rid of? Every card in this hand is good is the problem. Every card in this hand makes sense. It's very hard to know what to get rid of. I kind of want to get rid of the Lieutenant or the Legion's End. Lieutenant helps us draw lots of cards off the champion. This Legion's End helps give us some interaction with us on the draw. Not sure. This is a very tough decision. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm really not confident in it, but like the Legion's End potentially getting us a 2-for-1 is quite helpful with us on a Mulligan. Also helps like preventing like a landing flipping or something like that, which I'm interested in. How come I played blue-white at the MC? I didn't play blue-white at the MC. I played Jund. I regretted playing Jund because Jund is highly medium. Yeah, that's the other thing. Lieutenant's really replaceable. We can just draw another creature if we really want to play a creature on 2. Yeah, I think I get rid of the Legion's End on the play. On the draw, I'm pretty happy getting rid of the Lieutenant though. Literally the opposite of blue-white, it's true. He was playing this and passing, setting up for the Sorin turn. Alright. Was this the old Vanguard into Vanguard attack? Trade 4 life for 4 life. Just block 100% of the time here. Alright, that makes sense. Ooh. Interesting.
For life. Blood for blood. The pact is sealed.
Thank you, Malamat. I appreciate the continued support. The pact has in fact been sealed. Oh my word. That was a lot. Blood for blood. I really want to stop this stupid Legion's Landing flipping. But I think in the world where they're just activating Legion's Landing a bunch, I probably win that game. I really want to save this Legion's End for their Knight, because this card is just absurd. So. Alright, well that was not a very good Champion of Dusk. Advice to future autumn. Draw more spells off of Champion of Dusk. We're currently on 6 lands, 6 spells. Which is a little bit awkward.
Always fun and much to learn from.
Aw, Leo. Thank you so much for the 4 months of support. It means a lot to me, Leo. Glad you're learning too. I assume opponent just attacks all at Sorin. They want to get the Sorin off the table, right? Get to flip the landing. We get to put Vanguard on Vanguard and eat both the 1/1s. Which isn't great for them. Admittedly. And we get a pretty good attack back. I don't know, maybe it's not that obvious. Interesting. So this flips the landing, but I get to keep my Sorin alive. Aw, I'm glad you enjoy them so much, Avery. I really enjoy streaming. Especially enjoy hearing that people are getting something out of watching it. So this is like the obvious block, right? They pay 4 life, eat the token. I pay 4 life to keep my Sorin alive. Sorin's gonna be worth more than 4 life alive. So, pretty happy with the situation. Obviously they have the Adanto going, which is pretty scary, but we have a Sorin going. Alright, this one is actually scary. Sanctum Seeker is a good one. Also, we are very lucky. Okay. So I can get rid of the Sanctum Seeker. I did hear that, Mimi. I heard her feet hurt for the whole day afterwards, too. So, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Jundersaws or Feather? Probably Feather. I think Feather's a really good deck. Been very impressed playing against Feather. I think Jundersaws is kind of whatever. Legion's End literally does not work on Seeker. I think this is not quite good enough to keep. It's really close. Alright. I'm having to make plays reasonably fast now because of the clock. I could just attack all. It's like a lot of damage. Jeez. I kind of have to against that hand, right? I lose my Sorin though. But if they hit a land... It's becoming a 2-free. So I deal 5, they go to 8. Let's hold back a blocker to protect Sorin. Make them pay 4 life if they want to kill the Sorin. This means that if they want to cast Champion, the Vanguard is going to die in combat. If they want to cast Vona, we can attack into Vona, okay, potentially. I think I just block, right? And they just have to let these trade. So they have to put in the Vona, because if they put in Champion, they die. Cast down can kill the 1/1. Then they can attack with both. They have a forced block, so they block the champion. And just plus on the champion then to eat the Vona in combat. Am I missing anything here? If I attack with both, they block. They go to 9, then down to 5. So the Sorin... Yeah, Sorin Helix doesn't actually kill them. Sorin's second is not lethal here, because Vona has lifelink. Alright. I could just take the Sorin off the table. Don't know how much their Sorin even matters, though. Alright. Sorin will go off the table when they die, I agree. Alright then. You're saying you wish Vona was tougher, Avery? Make sure she doesn't hear that. She might disapprove of that comment. Pretty sure Vona is a 10 out of 10, I agree. I agree with you. Ooh. Reasonable hand. Watery Grave. So Conquistador obviously attacks for more damage. Knight is better against specifically Cry of the Canarium, because I can Vanguard next turn to get it out of range. I have no idea. I wish I was smart enough to know the answer to this question. I guess if I knew they were on blue-black, I would lead with Knight. But the possibility that they're on Esper makes me want to lead with Conquistador. Alright, swing at you for 2. I guess I just play the Vanguard to get this stupid Cry of the Canarium out of the way. Or find out that they don't have Cry of the Canarium, which is also great. Deploy my garbage. Life totals for losers. Alright. I guess I'm just playing this landing, so I would like to flip it. Awesome. Actually getting to flip a Legion's Landing. What is life? What is life? What is their hand? Etc. Yeah, I have no idea what's in our opponent's hand. I am very confused right now. You know, we take those. I'm so confused. Alright, well. Don't know exactly what they're playing. It's safe to assume Gideons and Duresses are good against them. Assume Lieutenant is just really bad against them. I guess Sanctum Seeker is probably about the same. Whoa! Oh my word! Thank you for that massive host from Jeff Hoagland. That's awesome. Welcome to everyone joining us. We are playing some vampires. Sucking all the blood out of our opponents. Jeez, that's such a nice host. Alright, this hand is pretty great. Can't really ask for more. Actually keeping a 7. Just have the dream curve here. 1 into 2 into Sorin. I could just Duress them, but I'm pretty sure I just want to pressure them as much as possible. If they have a cry, at least we get to deploy a 4/4 post cry. Save our Duress for something else. Alright, they do not have cry of the Canarium, which is awesome. Very glad about that. Could have a second black source. We drew one. We're extremely lucky. Alright. I would be shocked if they have negating against me, so I'm just going to jam the Sorin. Rather than looking at their hand first with a Duress. The champion lines us up well against Ritual of Sots, if they have that. Right, let's see what is going on over there. Not making any more decisions. Interesting. That's a lot of Enter the God Eternals. So I don't care about Ritual sets. I don't really care about this Noxious Grasp either. Or this Forteracious. I just take an Enter, right? None of the other cards matter. Yeah, we want our friend to be a 5/5, we do agree. And none of the other cards actually have text. They obviously can't cast these Enters yet, but I guess I'm just going to make it so that they can't cast 2 in a row if they do hit the land. Now this is a 5/5, it can't get killed by Enter the God Eternals, which is really nice. Yeah, I think it's incorrect to cast the draw 2, because the chance we take the draw 2 is pretty low, and it gives us more info. And because of the flashback mode, even if we were to take the draw 2, they still get to cast it. So I think I agree with you on that one. Yeah, they can just jumpstart. I always forget the name for it. In my mind, it's just flashback. They did it, yo. We got a really nice big host from Jeff. Very exciting. Alright. Almost out of platinum. This deck has been treating me very well. Once we hit Mythic, probably over the next couple of days, I'm probably going to mess around with Esper Hero a lot. I think you can tune Esper Hero to be able to beat the Scapeshift decks. I also want to try out Cunio's blue-black control deck, because it seems like a lot of fun. I don't really know how I ever beat Scape Shift, but... Ooh, this is very reasonable. How do I think Mono Blue is in the new meta? I think it's decent. Memorial to Genius, so our life total doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna have to shock myself at some point. And there's like a weird world in which I want to cast like 2 white spells next turn to try and flip a landing or something. So I guess this is the sequencing. Playing Shrine first instead of Swamp. So I think Mono Blue is quite bad against the Scape Shift decks is the main problem. You'd think the Spell Pierce deck would be good against, you know, the combo deck, but Arboreal Grazer, tutoring for Blast Zone, the fact you can't, like, counter their land drops, the fact that their ramp spells get them out of the range of Spell Pierce, there's just, like, a lot of things that play against you in that matchup. So I actually kind of dislike playing that matchup with Mono Blue. Which is one of the big reasons I've not been playing much Mono Blue recently. They're also like one of the few decks where Teferi actually is like pretty good against Mono Blue. Like honestly, a lot of the time I've been able to beat Teferi with Mono Blue quite effectively out of like control decks. But out of their deck, it's actually fairly potent in my experience. They can set up like late game scenarios where they go Teferi into their key payoff spell, or like the fact that they're casting Teferi and you have to answer it just slows you down just enough that you can't keep up with their combo aspect. I do think Mono Blue is actually pretty decent against vampires. It's one of the things it does have going for it. The vampires matchup is a lot easier than like the old white weenie matchup ever was, because they're like fairly bad at removing your bulky creatures, and they're like that little bit slower than white weenie. A lot of their creatures run headfirst into Trickster, which is nice. So free, so we can just like represent lethal here if we want. Don't know if it's correct to. Alright, they cast the Root Snare anyway. This is good. It means we get to just cast Champion. Dig towards a Sanctum Seeker or something. Honestly, pre-bulb, we don't have that much we're digging to. But Sanctum Seeker is nice, if we can find that one. For getting around Root Snares. Alright. That's another Wilderness Wreck. Hopefully they don't have the Nexus of Fate here. Would be quite rude. They certainly have spells in hand anyway. Vicious Conquistador is like a Sanctum Seeker, the smallest Sanctum Seeker. It's fine, they need mono Nexuses or Root Snares for the rest of the game now. Obviously, pretty unlikely to win this, but... Ooh. Exciting. Do you have the Root Snare opponent? For my sake, I certainly hope not. And they only have 3 left in their deck. Which is like the one thing we already have going for us here. Obviously they can Blast Zone to kill my knight, but then they're left... Wow, they're just mono dead. Awesome. Sometimes Nexus just rolls over and dies. It really do be like that. Alright. Nexus of Fate. So we want these Duresses for sure. Definitely want this Despark. Possibly want this Vona too, to be honest. Do generally like Vona quite a lot. Eats through Wilderness Rex. What cards are bad? There's also one which we could add Gideon, because it also eats through Wilderness Rex. I found Gideon like medium annoying from the Nexus side. Probably want to trim on champions. Then it's just a question of whether I bring in Gideon or not. You've been running into a lot of Nexus decks with Tamiyo. Yeah, I don't really like bringing in Noxious Grasp just for Tamiyo is the problem, because they don't have many other targets, and a lot of the time you can just kill Tamiyo in combat when she comes down. Or you're hoping to like take a Tamiyo with Duress. Tamiyo is one of the key cards to take with Duress in the early game, in my experience. I don't love Champion of Dusk in general here. It does help you dig for disruption is the one thing it has going for it, but I think I'm going to cut another copy. And then cut a 1-drop. Try this. I don't know, maybe on the draw you need a Noxious Grasp or two, because on the draw, like, you want to play a 1-drop someone, and maybe they like a Growth Spiral into Tamiyo, and you don't have a chance to Duress it. Maybe on the draw you just need a Noxious Grasp or two for her. Alright, this draw's pretty good. Lots of pressure, not really any disruption. Don't really have enough disruption that we can afford to mulligan for it. Ooh, it's really quite awkward. I guess I go landing plus Conquistador. So then I flip landing next turn and I get to play both my 2s. Yeah, this has to be correct. Just like maximizes my pressure. Why would I want to cut 2 Duress? Duress is great against that deck. Helps take their key combo piece, whichever piece they have the least number of copies of in hand. Either their like Wilderness Wreck, or their mana generation, or like their 1 Planeswalker. It's a very important card against them, in general. Ooh. Okay, I think I'm going to Lieutenant plus Vanguard this turn. And then Sorin putting in Champion next turn. This is going to be really nice for helping dig us towards Duresses and Desparks. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they just have to start root snaring every turn from next turn onwards. Which is really nice. Yeah, this has been a very, very strong curve. One thing we haven't had going for us is that lack of interaction, but the amount of pressure we're generating is absurd. Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so Sorin with Lightning Helix mode is just lethal next turn. So even though they snared last turn, they still just need to snare again this turn, most likely. And they die. This means they're just dead, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 plus 3. Yeah. We just have the turn 4 kill through Root Snare very easily. This deck is great. This deck is a delight. This is where I meant to good game my opponent. Alright. I mean, opponent's not in a position to play around the Sorin Sacrificial Bolt, right? Just so far behind. Kind of makes sense that they just want to dig for the Wilderness Wreck to try and go off next turn. Alright. Up to Diamond. On our way back to Mythic. I was planning on stopping pretty soon, but since we got the massive raid, or massive host rather, I think I'm just going to keep playing for another half hour or so. Also just really enjoying playing this deck. You like that I have Devout Decree in my sideboard? Do I think Legion's End is a must-have for of? You can play just 3 copies of Legion's End if you want. I'm mainly playing 4 because Scapeshift is so popular at the moment. But if Scapeshift ever ticks down in popularity, then it becomes a bit less important. It is quite good in the mirror too. But, Devout Decree has been really good for me just because it answers Sorin and Sanctum Seeker and Vona and all those sorts of cards in the mirror. It's just like a very flexible card, very flexible answer to like literally every card you care about in the mirror. So, if I was to cut a Legion's End, I know I've been kind of wanting another Vona in my sideboard. Wanting 2 Vonas is a bit greedy, but Vona is quite good in the mirror matches. I think some streamers actually have an option like that, Elio. Some streamers have it set up that you can like send takeaway to them or whatever. My living situation is very not conducive to that though. There's like a bunch of gates surrounding like, I'm in like a lot of like 100 houses surrounded by gates and stuff. Very, very awkward for deliveries. Alright, opponent has mold. Considering going to 5. Oh, sticking on 6. Very solid hand from us here, a lot of pressure. Got the big Sanctum Seeker and its 2 small friends. Oh, wow. Sanctum Seeker Tribal. Next turn we attack for 9. Jeez. There's a Siren Storm Tamer. Please don't have a Spell Pierce. Don't you dare have a Spell Pierce, opponent. Don't be like that. You can always play around the Spell Pierce, but I'm not really about that life. Alright. I think we'll be fine. Oh my god, Elio, that's hilarious. Could definitely imagine that happening to some people, yeah. Adelies. Adelies is pretty good. So Sorin there. Adelies meet Sorin. God, I kind of wish I'd replaced the 4th Skymarcher Aspirant with a 4th Vicious Conquistador. I'm still really unsure on that one, but... Oh yeah, Paul used to have it happen a lot, as far as I can remember. Pretty sure Paul had takeaways sent to him a lot by viewers. Well, they have a Wizard's Lightning here, finish off the Sorin. I'm not convinced that's going to be enough, but it does help their cause a little bit. Wow, absurd draw. I'm kind of scared post-board of, is it Flame Sweep? I haven't played a huge amount of Standard recently, so I'm not aware of all the card names, but, the one that deals 2 to all all, like, non-flyers other than yours. Yeah, Flame Sweep seems like a beating. You miss Paul? Same. Paul's stream was, like... I think when he was streaming, Paul's stream might have been my actual favourite stream. I'm not sure. He was certainly the stream his stream was certainly the one I watched the most. Because I like both really enjoyed it, and it was on a time slot that was perfect for me. But he both had like a really enjoyable personality, but also getting to watch his family grow up over the course of a few years was really endearing, really engaging. I kind of want these Duresses because I'm so scared of Flame Sweep. I don't know if that's correct or not, but... This is weird. I almost just want to become like a much bigger deck in the matchup. Just because I'm so scared of the card Flame Sweep. And like I feel like they're going to be pretty good at answering my small stuff post-board. Oh yeah, I have lots of fond memories of that sort of stuff, Paul. I really loved like the Kyle drafts too. They were very, very endearing. I could just cut all the lieutenants. Maybe that's crazy. Maybe Sorin's a bit hard to protect. God is busted though, putting in a 5-drop. This is like a very weird sideboard plan. No idea if it's correct. I kind of want to try it and see how it plays though. I could also just see a world in which I need to like bring in all the Legion's ends too. It's kind of awkward because most of the creatures we care about are like the Adelises and stuff. Slightly bigger creatures. Which Legion's End misses. But still, like, Legion's Ending a cheap flyer can help keep our Sorin safe. Alright. Very unexciting, but I will keep. I've not seen a deck like this in a while. I know for MPL weekly play last season, Andrew Cuneo played a deck like that one week though. Oh, awesome, Alir. That's really exciting. I'm glad you returned to all those people still being there. I know it's like that for me. One time, like, I spent like 6 months like not streaming due to life stuff and a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I came back and still a lot of people excited for me to, like, you know, do my thing or whatever. I believe I have died. This game has certainly made the notion of boarding in 4 Duresses look a bit embarrassing. The 1 into 2 into 3 curve. We'll see. Maybe I get to resolve the Sanctum Seeker. The hand is a land and 3 Adelies. I'm gonna get to resolve the Sanctum Seeker. It will be great. That is 7, so Wizard's Lightning literally kills me. Yeah. I believe it does. Puts me to 9, yeah. Great. That was convincing. Hey, Ugg. I only just realised maybe Cast Down's just worse than Legion's End. The instant speed is nice against the haste flyers, but feels like all their creatures that get hit by Cast Down are really cheap. Getting the 2-for-1s could matter. I'm also willing to believe I've just like boarded in too much of this nonsense. This. Yeah, if I knew exactly what my opponent's deck list looked like, I'd probably be able to be more confident in my sideboard plans. I'm kind of just messing around with numbers at the moment. Seeing what feels good. This seems pretty great though. I could use this as an opportunity to like guaranteed resolve the Duress. Guess I'm just gonna run out my frat though. Ooh, this is a nice turn. Fire off the Duress and resolve a second night. Right. That is pretty powerful. At least the Trickster doesn't play terribly cleanly here. If they just pass the Trickster up, I just can attack into it due to the planes pretty well. Bumping the Knights. Alright, I'm just gonna get a Sanctum Seeker in play this turn. I get to Lava Coil it, I guess. Maybe I don't do that. I don't know, I get counters on my Knight is the thing. Then my Knights are 2-3s. They Lava Coil the Sanctum Seeker and kill the Sorin, but then they're just so far behind to my pair of Knights. Growing every turn. Yeah, this seems great. It's like kind of trading down on terms of like number of cards. But it's such a huge burst of tempo. They're just gonna get run over. Obviously they can kill Sorin, they can kill Sanctum Seeker, but if they draw a land, they're gonna like actually die. Even if they don't, these Knights are guaranteed growing. I guess they could draw Wizard's Lightning, specifically. Put them in this, but... Here comes the coil. Here goes Sorin. It's really awkward. It's giving them priority as if they have it. Anyway, we're just going to attack. I'm not going to pump because I don't want to play into Wizard's Lightning and I can just use the Cast Down instead. Now these get out of Wizard's Lightning range anyway. They just have an opt, okay. I can use this as an opportunity to kill the Stormkin. assume this will give me priority. I'm not always like 100% confident on this stuff in Arena. Alright. Like the fact that I'm pressing the stop once we're already in the end step. Alright. Please don't have another coil. Or an entrancing melody or something. That is an Adelies. That is not either of those things that I just listed. It's decidedly neither of them. So they chump block, they stop me getting any more counters unless I pump. Interesting. So if I pump, I put them to 2. My creatures get out of lava coil range. And they're both lethal, but also the Sanctum Seeker triggers are lethal too. Alternatively, I can just play the Vanguard post-combat. Which is like fine. It's like not great against the Trickster. I think I'm just gonna do this. Kinda like putting them to 2. It just makes the Sanctum Seeker so threatening. Makes my knights incredibly hard to actually kill. Aggressive. I do know they have the Wizard's Lightning in hand. If I draw a land, the Sanctum Seeker kills them. Does not actually kill them through Trickster quite. It's like almost does, but... Okay. They get to tap 1, block the other. And then they can play out 2 more lethal threats. Obviously they could kill me. Like, if they have like a Wizard's Lightning in hand, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess if they attack with a Biomancer, I probably just have to block it. To make sure I don't randomly die to Adelies, triggering a bunch off of burn spells here. That makes a lot of sense. Probably just have to block pretty aggressively. I think I'd rather block with this, right? Like, I'm not too invested in ever paying life to it. God, Knight of the Ebon Legion is so absurd. The card is just, like, messed up. I don't think I'm paying 4 life. That sounds like a way to actually lose this game. Entrancing Melody. They need like Entrancing Melody unsummon. Okay. That is neither of those things. I guess they could have another Merfolk Trickster. Just be on double chump duty. Do I want to cast Lieutenant? Makes this lethal, but also gives me a blocker, so probably do... instead of pumping this. So this creature's going to be lethal regardless. They can't afford to tap this with the Trickster, because then they're dead on board. Obviously attacking both here, eating through both their blockers. They have a shock here, that's how they get back in this game, but they don't seem to. Alright, snap, block by a monster. Do we die to double lightning? Double lightning is 3/3 +2/2, so it does kill us. We do not have it there. Awesome. This deck is treating me so well. Honestly just feels absurd. I think I'm going to play one more match and then head off for the evening. Continue this climb a little bit longer. We did get there, it was sweet. It was a fun game. Ended up like giving up card advantage for the sake of tempo. I actually don't drink coffee, Leo. Don't enjoy the taste of it at all. I'm going to play out the Aspirant, I think. Attacks for more initially. Obviously we could do the Knight plus Vanguard trick here if we were against Scapeshift or something, but if we're against like a Mirror, really don't want to be spending my life that aggressively. So they have a landing, and I don't. So I'm kind of happy with this trade, weirdly. So yes, I'm just going to attack. Because if they block, then their landing doesn't flip as soon. You don't drink coffee for the taste. Caffeine actually doesn't work on me. My brain is wired weirdly. Caffeine just like literally doesn't work with my body. Oh my god, I want to scream. This is so brutal. I guess we could have played around this. It's like a pretty unreasonable thing to try and play around. At least in game one. Alright, still got some decent pressure, and it's quite strong. Agent Lieutenant. Interesting. I guess I just want to get my Sorin going. Plus on the Knight of the Ebon Legion. And I'm actually going to attack with both. If they want to take this trade, I'm happy. If they don't take this trade, the Knight grows. And like, there's a decent chance they have a removal spell for this. They can attack Sorin anyway. Cool. Pretty happy with that. Just no Sorin minus champion, please. Okay. Thank God. Card is very good. Means they're threatening to kill Sorin next turn. Kinda just want to get really aggressive here. The other option is I can just kill this. Keep attacking with my 3/4. It's not like my Legion Lieutenant's that important. The Knight is like quite strong. I think I like that. I think I want to keep my Sorin around for a bit longer. As long as they don't have a Sorin of their own in hand, this works out pretty well for us. I guess I should have attacked first. That was just like missed out on a damage for no good reason. Long day. Alright, well if they're on one life at the end of the game, it is my own fault. I'm worried they might have a cast down here. Yeah. Okay, Sanctum Seeker still blocks okay, at least. And don't beat your friend. I would like to win the game. Doesn't seem like it's gonna go that way though. Lots of removal spells. Chewing through all my creatures, making this Sorin quite embarrassing. This Adanto Vanguard's just been amazing too. Can't block it. There are times when Vanguard looks like not great in the mirrors, and then there are times like this when it just bodies Sorin. Yeah. It's kind of a beating. Alright, well, I believe I have died. Alright. Only out seems to be Champion. I don't know, they also flip landing, have Sorin active. If there were like real stakes on the line, I'd probably keep playing there, but it's pretty hard to imagine I actually ever win that game. Alright. Would like to play first. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's cool. Streamer mirror. Alright, I don't love this hand because I don't have any plays on 1 or 2. However, Vona is maybe the single best card in the mirror. My opponent probably only has like a pair of Mortify in their deck that answer her at most. So, I'm very keen on the idea of just putting a Vona into play on turn 3 and crossing my fingers. Your opponent has a slow hand too. pretty good for me. Oh, cool. Oh my god. Noxious Grasp is so bad in the era, but it looked really good there. Alright, well, I guess it does answer Vona. Oh, still in a great position. Can't really complain. Use my mana efficiently. If they have to spend the whole turn cast downing us, that's fine. If they don't have the cast down, this is obviously going to be great. Two Dust Legion Zealots. Powerful magic. So I believe I just want to attack with this and then put a counter on the Aspirant. So that both my blockers block the Zealots really well. Means I don't get the burst of life here and I deal one less damage, but I still get the counter on the knight, so pretty happy. Devout Decree looking excellent. Get this nonsense out of there. Alright, so we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Could save the bolt till post-combat. What if I... So if I don't, my opponent is taking minimum 3, 4, 5, 6. They don't block this, they take 10 and go to 4. So the bolt doesn't kill them anyway. So I guess I might as well just put a counter on something so they can't trade with any of my creatures. I play mono blue sometimes. I don't think it's terribly well positioned at the moment though, because I think the Scape Shift matchup is pretty hard to win. Wait, I have no idea why I pumped that then. Just talking. Streaming is distracting. It's not gonna matter. Alright. Well. 2 Dust Legion Zealots almost makes me want to trim on Skymarcher Aspirants. This card is really embarrassing against Dust Legion Zealot. So I can do something like this. Alright. This is very unexciting, but a fine keep. Removal spells and threats. Yeah, guess my white mana's at a premium, so I could just play the Legion's Landing on one on that basis. Means I can't attack. Gross. I guess I'm just playing my own Vanguard. Wait on this Legion's end. Maybe he has a bunch of Vanguards, makes him commit more mana into them. Even then, I'm just like pretty happy developing my own threat when I have a landing in play. I don't see any reason to block. Alright. Sorin is good. I think I want to clean up the board a bit first, though. Probably involves getting rid of this lieutenant, attacking for 4, playing a knight, and that way the knight even gets a counter. Interesting, so we have a Sorin, Noxious Grasp that is looking awful, Skymarcher Aspirant cast down, okay, probably going to have to cast down one of my creatures, and cast Skymarcher Aspirant to keep me off of landing flipping, I guess. Means this knight is probably getting cast down this turn, but I'm still going to cast it. Trade my 1 mana spell for the 2 mana spell. Does get to double spell, so it's kind of keeping pace with us. Yep. Okay. What am I doing this turn? Kind of just want to like attack with Vanguard, exile Vanguard. If I play Sorin, it's just so easy for my opponent to kill the Sorin. I guess I can go like Sorin, Lightning Helix the Aspirant with my Vampire token. I kind of like that idea. Then there's just nothing that trades nicely with this Noxious Grasp. Alright. I'm in. Or maybe I meant to attack first. There's a world in which my opponent blocks the 1/1. Then I get to put a counter on my Vanguard instead. I feel like that's pretty unlikely to happen, though. See you earlier. Thank you for hanging out. Have a nice stream. Here comes the Sorin. Like plus on Vanguard, hit my Sorin to 1. Then I get to Legion's End the Vanguard. Ooh. That's a very good one. Means my Sorin dies this turn. Also means my Vanguard gets to cleanly answer their Sorin over 2 turns though if they don't draw something here. I do need to stop drawing lands. I think I'm on like 50% lands drawn this game now. Yeah, 6 lands, 6 spells. Against like 4 and 8. Alright, well we get to answer the Sorin, which is a relief. I'm gonna play this out because I have Champion of Dusk in my deck. Uh-huh. Yep. It's very good. We are gonna die to that. There's just like not anything I can really do about this at the moment. I guess at least I get to kill the Sorin now. Still need to find something that answers this Champion of Dusk though. Yeah, Legion's End is incredible in the mirror, but it does not hit Champion of Dusk specifically. Yeah. Like, I feel like I've been using my cards as well as I can. But just like not a whole lot of them here for me to use. Yeah. I don't know how I possibly win this game now. Even if I just had a chump blocker for this champion, I'd have a chance, but the fact that I have to let my Vanguard die. H Piper, thank you for the 12-month free sub. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the sword. Oh my gosh. Vince, your timing is impeccable. I'm literally about to sign off in like 2 minutes. Welcome to everyone momentarily joining us. I hope you had a good stream, Vince. Yeoman is streaming. Ooh. I will probably go raid Yeoman then. Yeoman is excellent. Yeoman also talked to me a bit about vampires before I submitted my deck list for MPL, so I'm thankful to him for that. The toots are very much still appreciated, Vince. Can confirm. Alright. Nominally still alive here. Just about. Dead to a vampire. Luckily my opponent's deck doesn't contain many of those. Alright. RIP. We still got up to diamond. Still a pretty good stream. Nice host and nice raid along the way. I'm gonna quickly go find Yeoman's stream so we can go raid him. So tomorrow I'll be doing the same sort of thing. I'll be going over my MPL matches again, which was actually A lot more fun than I was expecting. It went really well.